everybody, and welcome to the Book Promotion Library video series here, where we give you help, we give you tips, we give you wonderful things, not only to further your writing, but to do your promotion. We do the whole ball of wax here. We like to share a little bit as we learn and grow and share. This is a constant evolution, so we want to be here to help you guys out and to help ourselves out as well. I like to learn new things. I like to see what works for other people, so please feel free to share at any time at the email address on the top of the page. So let's dive into today's topic: is starting and stopping your writing process. As an author, we can't just sit down, or at least I can't. Maybe some of you can out there, but I can't just sit down and write a book from start to finish. I can't just, it's wonderful to have that process, but that's not the way I work. And I venture to say that most of you don't just sit down and write from the start to the finish. I know there's some services out there that say, we can get your book written in a weekend, we're going to put you in a room, we're going to, give you the motivation, blah, blah, blah. But most of us don't do it that way. Most of us take our time, right? When we can. We have an hour here, we write. We have an hour there. But how do you stay focused? How do you stay focused with that writing? One of the big problems that I've found is that when I do that, when I write for an hour, maybe a couple hours, or I get up early in the morning and I write some, then when I come back, it's not in my mind where I stopped and where I need to pick up. So I have to physically go back and read what I wrote before so that I can start again. So there's time consuming there. I have to read that, where am I at, what is my thought process going along that line. So that's one of the tricky parts to starting and stopping writing, because there is time where you have to go back and you have to relive what you wrote and get back into that mindset, get back into that feeling of, where was I? What was my thought process? What was I going? Now, we can try to stop at chapters. That's one way that you can help, is stop at a chapter. A big thing I think that we need to do is to kind of make an outline. I know I'm not a big outline person where I want to make an outline of my book, chop, 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 as how I'm going to do it. But it does help sometimes if you have that outline, so that these are stopping points. This is the idea. You can make notes on your outline. What is my idea? What is my thought process there? I write a lot of nonfiction, so I have a definite thought process that I'm going through, and I think of things. I think of things at weird times in the shower. I think, I want to put that in a book, or I'll be at one of my kids' events or something like that, and I'll think, that's something I need to put in the book, and I'll jot a little note down. So the thought process is hard to stay in that moment from day to day to day, or maybe it's, you write something on a Monday and you don't get back till the weekend, and then you've just totally lost that thought process. So outline is a good way to help that process, and so that you know what your thoughts are. You can write them down, jot them down, jot them down. So you're writing to help your writing later, but it's so hard. Maybe a video, not a video recorder, but a voice recorder. I picked up one of those recently to help me with ideas. And also I like to ghost hunt, so I use it for EVPs. But I like to, if I have an idea and I can jot it down, and that way I can hear myself, so I can get into that thought process. So that's one that helps me a little bit, so I can stay in the moment, stay in that thought process of the excitement I have when I have that idea, instead of going, why was I so excited about that? How does that correlate to everything else? So that's another way. Another good thing is maybe use the audio function on a device that you have, like your Kindle or anything. I know you can send files to your Kindle and it can read it back to you. So you can maybe, you're going to be able to write in a couple hours, and you can listen to the last little bit of what you wrote and get it going that way. It's just hard to stopping your writing, because like I said, unfortunately, most of us don't get a chance to just sit down and write the whole thing we want to do. If you can bust it up into chapters, that's good, because at least your chapters are flowing from idea to completion in that sense. But then there's always that fact that happens to me often, is I'll get to writing something, I'll write a section, and then I'll be on another section of my book, and I'll be like, ooh, I wanted to add that into the previous section. And so I have to go back, figure out where it fits in and how it correlates, and then I've lost where I was that time. So this is a constant battle, and there's no right or wrong way to how you do it. I'd love to hear some of the ideas of how you guys do it, how you stop and start your writing, because again, we're self-published, independent authors, most of us here, and it is hard to sit there and go, keep your thought process going and know exactly where you are at all the times. It's just hard, and it's one of the dilemmas as we have as authors is how to keep that flow going, keep the same voice, keep the same thought process all the way through the book. And it's sometimes difficult. So, and again, I do this, and I would figure most of you do, but once I've finished the book up, that I think it's finished, and go back and reread it. And then I, even at that point, I'm still inserting things in there, or I'm changing my thought process, or I'm like, wait a second, I said that in chapter 1, and I'm saying the same thing in chapter 3 again. So I might go back and take some things out because I've repeated myself in that form. So again, it's not a specific thing that you can do to eliminate the starting and stopping and picking up and leaving off where you were in writing your book. So again, I'd love to hear your guys' take on this, what you do, maybe some tricks or tips that you have that help you out, so we can share those along with other authors. I'd be happy to entertain those. Send them to me in the email. Whatever, any questions you might have for this video series, I'd love to hear them. I'm going to keep doing these, try to do at least one video a week for you guys so we can all grow and become better authors and better marketers, because we all have to do that too. We have to market our books, not only write them. So again, thank you for tuning in, and peace. Keep writing, keep creating, keep being the light that you are in this world, and I will be back with another video for the Book Promotion Library video series very soon.